About a month ago, I spent 6 days photographing wildlife along the Delaware coast. This was mostly a photography trip, but I try to capture video whenever I can, especially for moments like these. During that time, I spent a few quiet moments with a fox family near their den. I didn't cross paths with them every day, but when I did, I usually just stayed back and watched. The kids would come out in short bursts of activity, especially when one of the parents returned to the den. The mother would bring them out throughout the day, and they'd appear briefly before slipping back into the grass or returning to their den site. I only spent brief stints with the foxes across the 6 days, making sure not to draw too much attention to the site or disturb them. Whenever the mother settled down near the den, the kids would immediately rush over to nurse. For brief moments, everything would slow down as the kids gathered tightly around her. Even while nursing, the kids were constantly moving, climbing over one another, and shifting around. At one point, the male fox came closer than I expected. He laid down in front of me, so close I could barely focus on him, and then slowly rubbed his face on the ground, before taking off to go hunt again. These were small moments, but they're the ones I kept coming back to while going through the footage afterwards. But most of the trip was actually focused around birds of prey. It was a wide open salt marsh, and the eagles were feeding on fish that had been stranded in the mud as the tide went out. The unusually warm spring temperatures created heavy heat shimmer across the marsh for much of the trip. Even though most of the trip was focused on eagles in the marsh, a lot of it came down to observing and waiting for brief moments to unfold. I did get one good close opportunity with an eagle during sundown. It was sitting on the edge of the salt marsh grasses, but it didn't do much while the light faded. I ended up missing the takeoff after the sun went down, and only got a brief moment of him in flight. Even with this, a lot of these moments will stay with me in the images I came away with.